All right, so welcome to Feelings and Emotion, October 5th, page 12. Make sure you get in all of that information. Love the ampersand. So it's like going up like this, going around, coming back in. You don't have to have this little jagged line or this dash here. That's up to you. But again, basically going up, going around, coming back in. All right. The first word is the word overwhelm. What's the word? You got it, overwhelm. And that's to defeat or to have a very strong effect. So, for example, my opponent was able to overwhelm me and he defeated me. Sometimes you could think of overwhelm as being too much of something. For example, I'll give you too much homework or not doing it tends to overwhelm a number of students, numerous students. Some good synonyms is to intimidate, to stress out, to stress, overpowering, to be swamped. You've seen people with stacks of papers. Oh my God, I have all these bills or I have all these papers to mark, right? To be inundated, sort of you bury yourself in your work, you stress yourself out. Great antonym, the opposite of overwhelm, because it's the word to defeat, is the opposite is to encourage. All right? Instead of even putting up a fight or trying. The opposite of overwhelm is to surrender or to forfeit. All right. Also, when you have a lot of something, right? The opposite, the antonym is insignificant. Again, another antonym is to yield, to give in, or to lose. Okay, overwhelm. Let's go. Overwhelm. We use the like we blow the feather off of our hands. Okay, so out of the palm of our hands. Let's go. Overwhelm. Overwhelm. All right, so we have three things to mark up. Let's go. Underline the O, the and the. The O can say O at the end of a syllable. That is rule 4. Some people get overwhelmed when they think there are more vocabulary words than there need to be. They ask these sweeping rhetorical questions. This is not directed at any one specific student, but you students know who you are. Numerous. Okay, the next word is the word appalling. What's the word? Exactly, appalling. Something that's horrifying or shocking. Seeing someone mistreat somebody or something like an animal is appalling. So, for example, it's appalling the way some people speak to each other. Instead of speaking respectfully, they're very degrading. They're very despicable the way they speak to one another. Okay, sometimes mom might be appalled by the look of your room if you don't clean it, right? We've all been there, including Mr. Modell. So appalling, horrifying, or shocking, disgusting, despicable, horrifying, shocking, disgraceful, upsetting, terrible, ghastly, troublesome, troubling, offended, offensive. That's appalling. I'll give you a strange one that you might not think about when we learn about Amelia Earhart is they found Amelia Earhart to be appalling because at that time she liked to wear pants that were called bloomers. We'll learn more about that. An incredible achiever, courageous individual she was. But when she was a kid, it was very common at that time for girls only to wear skirts or dresses. And she dared to be different. She liked pants. She liked bloomers. So that was very offensive and appalling to some people. Getting back to appalling, frightful, let's see, hideous, horrendous, and some antonyms, the opposite of appalling: wonderful, soothing, pleasant, lovely, encouraging, calm, appealing. All right? Appalling, appealing. That's a great way to think of it. Okay, appalling. Let's go. Appalling. Appalling. We use in both syllables. Let's go. Appalling. Ling. Appalling. Notice we divide the consonant by the syllable by the double consonant twice. Don't forget. We have two things to mark up. Let's go. Think about it. Yes, third sound. Underline the ung. It would be appalling if you spelled the word appalling incorrectly without the two P's and the L. Now, I find this next word to be fascinating, and I just saw something. Okay? So the word is intimidate. What's the word? Yes, intimidate, which is to frighten or to make someone afraid or to frighten someone. Like when someone pushes you around, they try to intimidate you. And this is what I find fascinating when we get to the etymology of it. This is what I'm thinking. I'm not exactly sure if I'm correct. But intimidate means to frighten or to menace, to scare or terrorize, to threaten, to unnerve somebody. Unnerve means to make nervous. To pressure someone, to harass them, to oppress them, to bulldoze them. Think about what a bulldozer does with dirt. They push it all around. Hence, bully also. Okay, so intimidate. And watch what happens when we do the word intimidate. Let's go. Intimidate. Intimidate. Let's go. Intimidate. Intimidate. Okay, so how do we mark this up? Underline the A and the silent E twice. Draw an arrow back. Why? Excellent, because in this case, the silent E makes the A say A. Don't limit yourself. Intimidate, intimidated, intimidation, right? Intimidating. Sometimes the vocabulary, excuse me, might seem very intimidating, and it tends to intimidate people. But if you look at the word intimidate, it actually has the word timid in it. Timid. And when you're timid, you tend to be shy or meek. Some people associate that with being weak as well, or not courageous. So it sort of makes sense, the word intimidate. That's my guess. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll find out at some particular point when you do the etymology. Now the next word, love this word because I feel this way when I'm teaching, is the word elated. What's the word? Excellent. Elated, which means pleased and excited. All right. So, for example, achieving your goals leaves one feeling deeply elated due to the reaching of your dreams, and hard work is its own reward. So, some great synonyms for elated are thrilled, exhilarated, delighted, ecstatic, happy, content, joyous, glad, gleeful, excited, jubilant. Love that. Triumphant. And the opposite, the antonym for elated, is sad or depressed, down, dejected, dispirited, sorrowful, sometimes even miserable. Elated comes from the word elate. Let's go. Elated. Elated. So let's go. Elated. Elated. We have three things to mark up. Let's go. Underline the E, the A, and the ed. The E and the A can say their names at the end of a syllable. That is rule 4. However, since the root is elate, I'm not going to make you write it. We do drop the silent E when we add ed. That is rule 13. Because if we didn't drop the silent E, it would be the word elated, which makes no sense. Elated. When you achieve your goal, you have that thrilling exhilaration. So you are elated. All right? It's like a rise in your spirit and your pride. Now, the last word from our vocabulary, although we do have the word of the day, is the word grateful. And I want to go over a few things with this, so it's going to take a little bit of time. All right? The word grateful comes from the word gratitude. And the word gratitude comes from Latin gratis, to be thankful. And think about, even going back further, think about gratitude, gratis, gracias, to be thankful. People say grace before a meal. They're thankful for the abundance or the food that they have. It's all related. So you will see with the etymology. Grateful, let's go. We did this last year. Grateful. grateful. So first syllable, great, has nothing to do with excellent. Again, gratus, meaning being thankful. Gratitude. Okay, great, full. Remember, when full is a suffix, it's only one L. We have three things to mark up. Let's go. Underline the A and the silent E twice. Draw an arrow back. Why? Because in this case, the silent E makes the A say A, and think about it. Exactly, third sound. So grateful, gratitude, gratis, which is Latin for thankful, gratias, same thing, grace. We say grace before a meal, many of us, right? Being thankful. So grateful is really being appreciative and thankful. My friend was grateful that I helped. That I helped her when she was injured. It helped lift her spirits, and it's wonderful to do a good deed. You see how that explains what grateful is? Being thankful and appreciative. All right, so let's see. Thankful, appreciation or appreciative, acknowledgement and recognition. It's definitely a form of respect, and also giving credit where credit is due. Some great antonyms are ungracious, ungrateful, and ingrate, unappreciative, rude, disrespectful, even impolite. So now we have our WOD. Please make sure all those letters are capitalized. And the first WOD for today is the word pursue. And people just got closed-minded as soon as I said that, the first WOD. Pursue, which means to go after, to persist, to chase, to follow, like to pursue your dreams, to hunt, to stalk, to track. I have decided to pursue my goal to become an amazing inventor. All right? I always say this, why pursue arguing with a fool? It's just not worth it. Pursue. So let's go. Pursue. Pursue. First syllable, per. Second syllable, sue. And remember, English words don't end with you by itself, except the word you. It's always a U and a silent E, except for the word you. English words don't end with you, except the word you. How do we mark this up? Underline the the U, and the silent E twice. Draw an arrow back. Why? Because in this case, the silent E makes the U say you. Now, WOD number 2 is a weekend word, and we are going to be doing weekend WODs. And if you don't like it, it's okay. You can feel however you want. Doesn't make you right. And certainly in this case, we want to expand our vocabulary. So instead of complaining about it, just do it. Light a candle, don't curse the darkness. The next word is so appropriate for what we've been doing is the word symbol. Okay? And you know it's Greek because when the Y is in that at the beginning, after a couple of letters, like the word symbol, like the word gym, like the word physical, you know it's a Greek word. Symbol. And we know something that stands for or represents something, like an emblem, a mascot, a type, a character in a story, a figure, a sign, okay? A shooting star, if many people feel, is a sign of something. It's a symbol for something. Symbol, let's go. Symbol, symbol. So let's go. Symbol, symbol. We're going to triple underline the Y just in this case because it's not exactly following the rules. All right? And then we're done. Let's go. Think about all the symbols that we've learned about. Symbol, symbol. Pursue, pursue. Grateful, grateful. Elated, elated. Intimidate, intimidate. Something to do with the word timid is my guess. Appalling, appalling. Overwhelm, overwhelm.